Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Vibrate Higher 1111, where we raise our vibration together. I'm so excited to be here. I know it's a Wednesday. I did miss my Monday reading, and so I thought, now that it's the right time, I'd love to see where the current energies for our Divine Masculine Collective are currently. The intention of this reading is to connect us better with the masculine energy and help us better understand them and what they're currently going through. This is a collective reading, and if something doesn't resonate, please do not accept it. I will be doing a 5-card spread paired with intuitive channeled messages. Now let's begin. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply. And as you release all things that could prevent you from connecting and receiving the messages that are here for you. Let's connect to Source. We ask and we intend that we connect deeply with our divine masculines and receive all the messages that are waiting for us. Let's begin to shuffle. So happy galactic year. Today's the first day of the galactic calendar, and you are being afforded the opportunity to do quantum leaps, timeline leaps. Use it. The peak of this energy is on the 8-8 portal, so take full advantage. Enjoy it. Meditate. Jump a timeline into your timeline that's most ideal, highest, bestest for you. You're asking, well, what do I do that? Set the intention. One of the reasons why at the beginning of my tarot reading, I go into in-depth asking and intending is because I want to teach this to you all. So let's shuffle our Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. Shuffle them once because I do shuffle them off camera before the reading. Let's ask, where are our Divine Masculines currently at? Knight of Pentacles. High Priestess. Way too many cards. Hierophant. Well, I have a few on the floor too. 2 to be exact. So let's go with the Lovers and the Page of Cups. And this one slipped into my hands. We got Romantic Love. It's a 39. So what am I seeing? I see the Knight of Pentacles, and it's again a monochromatic scheme, and it gives me the vibes of just neutral, consistent stability. I noticed that in previous readings I could never really pinpoint what this was. Quite recently I was looking at this card and I'm like, it's a shell, it's a snail. And what are snails? Slow and steady. I also noticed that you can't see the top of the snail. Its head is buried into the shell. We're just going to identify that now. And then we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is defined as hidden knowledge. And what most is impactful about this energy is how the priestess has their hands laid out to receive. So this is your receiving hand, and that's your left hand, and this is your right hand. And so I looked at the picture and I'm like, well, what hand is over which one? And there's definitely the receiving hand over the hand that you would give out, you would project out to. I also noticed that it's dark. And so I want to say that hidden knowledge is being revealed to divine masculines. We then have Hierophant right next to the High Priestess. This is duality at its best. This is each other's counterparts, and it makes me super excited to see those energies together because it's a priestess receiving from the 5D, and an Hierophant is a spiritual leader in the community and is representing the 3D reality. So as we continue to talk about the new earth being constructed, how the new earth has transitioned, so we're now seeing a 5D existence in this 3D reality. This is very indicative of that energy. We then go on from a 5 to a 6, continuous energy, to see the Lovers. The Lovers is, yes, a relationship, but it's also indicative of a choice. And in this picture, I am very drawn to how this couple is in the water immersed. I haven't seen it like that previously. The picture is black and white, so what you see is what you get. You know, some people see yin and yang energy, and that's all you see. So it's a mirror of the yin and yang that exist. And I'm not getting choice, I'm getting more of a twin flame connection. We then move on to a more colorful card. It's a tree. A gentleman is leaning against the tree in a very nonchalant way. I think this is a little crooked. There we go. In a nonchalant way. And the tree is actually heart shaped. So their heart is full of love and they're leaning on that love. And it reminds me of someone trying to stand by a tree and provide a message. Think about when someone writes on the sand and writes like, I love you or I love someone. Well, I'm getting that an external 3D message is being represented in this picture. We then move on to romantic love. And I love this card for us, right? Because I often think a lot of people think that our journey is not meant to embody romantic love. And it is. It's supposed to. We wouldn't be born with this innate wanting or desire if spirit didn't want us to have that, right? And so I want to encourage everyone that romantic love is just as important as spiritual ascension. I don't want anyone to ever feel like you can't have both. And I usually don't go into a rant about this, but today's the day that I do. The number here represented is a 39. 3 on its own is a collaborative number. It's also indicative of Empress energy. And then 9 is a very independent number. And then when you put these numbers together, it's a 12. And 12 reduces to 3, which is Empress energy. So this is very indicative of that nurturing, loving, just sensual, deep love that can exist. We'll get more into this. Now, as I go up, I think let's take it nice and slow. There's no rush. I don't see any turbulence in the back. It's even terrain. There's skies in the back. What I see is a very tranquil scenery. So our divine masculines are currently in a very tranquil spot in their lives. And let's be realistic. How many times when we go through that, it just feels nice to take a break, to do ease and flow instead of hardship and difficulty. We then move on to the High Priestess. And in the High Priestess, I see someone who's deeply committed to their spiritual journey and is receiving these spiritual pings, not only receiving them, but keeping them in their pockets, keeping them. So they're being cloaked in the spiritual messages that are coming through. They're not releasing them. I don't know how many of you guys have, but I know for a fact that I've had moments where I've had a spiritual ping and I forget them. And so I've gotten better about journaling them or even sharing them with someone, because the more you repeat it, the more it cements within you. It's a habit. So most of the times, and you guys can correct me if you want, I think it's 21 days in order to form a habit. So it's 21 days. So as you continue to just keep track of all the little spiritual pings, you will begin to see how spirit speaks to you. Now back to the reading. As the high priestess shows that there is a in-depth message being shared with our masculines, they are not only keeping that knowledge, but they are beginning to ground it into the 3D existence. They are committed. They pinky promised with the universe. And this is from another reading that I had. And they are willing to continuously work at this. Now, this is a very masculine energy, while this is a feminine energy, indicative of a balance in both their inner masculine and feminine energies. And that is awesome to see. It's a mirror, but then again, it's confirmed by seeing these two hands together. Most people would look at the ring and say, well, this shows commitment. Yeah, it does. But again, I want to share with you that we are first to balance ourselves out, meaning our right side is experiencing our masculine side, which is a doer, while the feminine side is a receiver. And so this is very indicative of that type of energy. And let's take it even a step further. Look at that Lover's card. What are we seeing? We're seeing both masculine and feminine energies. And so they're basically embracing each of their sides, and they're emotionally involved with embracing everything that they're going through. I want to then draw your attention to the Page of Cups and a message of love. And so everyone would think, well, she's talking about someone's coming to give us a message. But no, haven't you ever been courted by the divine? This is the type of thing I would see the divine do. It's very romantic. Like, I love you. I love you. I want the best for you. I want you to feel like I am a steady, steadfast structure in your life. Okay. And then romantic love. And again, everyone was going to say, oh, we're going to finally hear about how the masculines are going to come in. Maybe so. I'm not into fortune telling, but what I can tell you about this energy is that the love that you're going to experience the best and the most, the highest, is divine love. And so as I see these energies, I see blue, and blue is indicative of truth. And then we see pink, and it's a brighter pink. Most times a lighter pink is indicative of the divine love that exists, right? But more so, I see purple. That's indicative of royalty as well. So there's a bunch of colors, and it's very earthy colors, and it's reminding us that this love is also available at a spiritual level to us as well. Give me a second so that I can start channeling. What a beautiful experience that I'm having. I feel cool, calm, collected. I'm starting to see so many messages stream through. These messages have encouraged me to begin to embody everything that I need to embody here on earth. I'm embracing everything that I have. I'm holding Divine's hand. I'm leaning on our spiritual foundation and saying this is strong enough to withstand anything that's coming. But above all, I am learning to enjoy this journey. It feels kind of like a courtship. It feels as if I am being chased by the divine, but I'm not running. I want to stay. I want to continue to explore these energies. I'm starting to feel whole and complete. I'm starting to become full of consciousness. And wow, this is exhilarating. This consciousness is teaching me that I am better served by taking things in a steady manner. This consciousness is teaching me that just because I can take an action, I don't need to. This consciousness is covering and wrapping me up in such beautiful belonging energy that I've never experienced previously. I feel like I have this hidden secret with the divine. The divine whispers in my ear, and I become giddy and joyful because I see what is being transmitted from the 5D. This passionate desire for me to be completely aligned energetically is leading me to such great experiences and receiving messages of love from our Father, our source, our divine being. And so as I transverse through all these energies, I sit back and I feel content. I feel full of joy. I feel complete. And I want to grasp this for as long as I can. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card for our divine feminines. What does the universe have for our divine feminines? I love this card. Immediately, I hear home. Immediately, I see light. Immediately, I hear grounded. And so, as a divine feminine, you're currently after building your lineage, protecting your lineage, investing in your lineage. And how do you do that? By working on yourself. You are becoming your own home, right? You are, this is you as an absorber from outside looking in and saying, well, that energy exists within me and I can actually access it. And so I am going to access it and I'm going to be deeply rooted in it. And so as the feminine energy is now in a place where they're putting themselves above everything and making themselves home, you've become more comfortable, less obsessive. You've become less obsessive. Let me correct myself. Less obsessive with looking into the masculine energy and more obsessive about yourself. What do you need to do to become who you want to become? And I'll piggyback with just some words. With us entering into this new galactic energy, with us having Venus in retrograde in Leo, with us having the nodes, the south node and the north node, squared with Cancer, I want to say. I'll correct that. As well as Chiron, the wounded warrior, in retrograde. A lot of the energy that we used to spend on obsessing about things outwardly are now being spent in obsessing about ourselves, in going after our bestest selves. Give me a second so I can channel. And it starts with, oh, beautiful soul, the work that you've done, the things that you've achieved, the obstacles that you have completely demolished should not be ignored, should not be discounted. Your energy has transformed not only your own life, but others around you who see all the changes that have come. As you continue to invest, the divine is inviting you to continue this path and continue to go from level to level. I see this staircase, and I ask everyone to take a moment to close their eyes and take one step at a time, slowly, measured, enjoying each and every moment. And as you continue to go up the steps, you're releasing things that are currently keeping you from ascending. And every step represents something that you've let go of. And now you're nearing the top. And as you near the top, you enter this balcony. And in this balcony, there's a treasure chest. And in that treasure chest, as you kneel in front of it and open it, you see what's being gifted to you. Now pick it up. What is it? It's near and dear to your heart. And so now that gift is being absorbed into your belly. And you have activated something new in you. Not only have you activated something new in you, but you are also in an investment energy. And you are also looking at yourself and treating yourself like you've treated everyone else, because you're a very loving person. And through this, you've always given and given. And so now it's time to give to yourself. So as we turn around and we walk down the stairs, we begin to descend and return to our bodies. And we feel happy, we feel content, we feel full. And we have now returned to this tarot reading. I think this was wonderful. It seems like you needed to be activated. Each and every one of you, I ask and I intend that you receive what is meant for you. And I'm so grateful that I can transmit this energy throughout the whole world for everyone. I want to thank you, and Divine Feminines. Continue to do the work. Don't grow weary. You have this. We have this. Continue to do all the wonderful things that you have in mind, because they're not just thoughts that pop randomly into your head. They're things that are needed to impact this world. So if you want to continue to follow me, I ask that you like and subscribe. If you want to know more about my work and would like to book services, please visit me at www.vibratehigher1111.com. I hope you have a lovely evening. Thank you so much for joining us here. And I am so grateful for each and every one of you who show up to this channel on a daily basis. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.